Hey gang, Lonnie with Gateway Classic Mustang. Today I want to talk to you about American Autowire Classic Update wire harnesses. We use these in all of our projects. We actually worked with these guys to develop the Mustang systems a few years back actually. Because what we found, most of the aftermarket wire harnesses just weren't what we wanted. We had to add things to them, and one of the biggest downfalls that we found was most of the time your wiring issues are in the connectors that are connecting to the switches in the dash. Nobody was making new connectors for the dash switches. So that was a big problem. If you didn't want to just use butt connectors or something like that on them, spade connectors, you had to cut them off on an existing harness and then splice them in, and you're right back to the same issues you started with in the first place. So when we finally met up with these guys and started talking to them, they were like, absolutely, man, we'll do all that. They were already doing it for a bunch of GM stuff. They've got these harnesses for all kinds of applications as well as universal. So let's open this up and take a look at what you're going to get. It's also, I think, one of the most complete systems on the market. First of all, really nice directions, big, easy to read, full color, tells you kind of what tools you need. A pretty easy layout to see where everything goes. This is kind of a general layout of everything. Then you get over here, they break it down into sections. You've got written sections, tells you what color the wire is, where it goes, what it does. So really some pretty nice direction sheets. Here's all the dash cluster and stuff like that if you're going to do aftermarket or what have you, but they also include templates. These templates are for various things. A lot of times it's for where you place the fuse panel, because obviously it's much larger than the original style was. But once again, really nice stuff. They also they don't terminate your headlights or taillights, things of those natures, but they give you extra wire. The reason they don't terminate those connectors for you straight out of the box is if you don't want to run it exactly where the factory harness went, they give you plenty of extra wire so you can hide it. But what they do give you is all the correct taillight housings or headlight shells for your headlight connections. They give you all the proper stuff. You just have to terminate those because, like I said, how you want to run your wiring. But once again, some really nice stuff. Like what's really cool is, here are your courtesy light, or I'm sorry, side marker light housings. They come with a new dimmer switch. Here's your fuses and relays and all that stuff. New headlight switch. New ignition switch. Once again, these are your taillight housings that they're supplying, along with the side marker lights. So this would be your rear harness. So that's all, as you can see, that's a rear body harness. So it's all contained in one bag. And then you've got the main harness, which looks like this. Your fuse panel, and once again, we've already started putting a system in this car that we're going to look at over here. I can show you a little more of the details on that, but I just kind of wanted to give you an overview. So, I mean, you can tell this is a fantastic kit. I mean, they're giving you everything you need to wire your car properly. Once again, templates, we've already cut the templates out. This is the one for the 6970 system, and what they've done here is, depending on what condition your car is in, this is a template that's on the outside of the firewall, so like right behind the front wheel. This would be the template for inside. It's the same template, it's just whichever one's easier for you to access and drill from. So we use the outside template. It shows you in the directions. You basically just fit this against the pinch weld here, against the top pinch weld, mark your two holes, drill them, and mount them. Now they supply you with sheet metal screws to attach to the firewall. We like to go ahead and put bolts with nylock nuts just to be sure that it's not going to vibrate and have any issues with that coming off. But so anyway, take a look inside this car and see where that fuse panel is mounted. and you can see that we've already got our main harness laid in. Now this is what I was talking about. These are the underdash connections that are already pre-terminated. So this would be your wiper switch. This is your ignition switch. This is the headlight switch. And this is the steering column. And then like this one, you know, is just for different systems. You've got your dimmer switch is already terminated. We've already run our rear harness. We actually put it in some loom, but it comes, you know, pre-terminated here, and the opposite side is already pre-terminated in that system. So we've already laid our rear system in here and pretty well have that laid out. Now one thing I want to point out is really the only area that we've seen that they don't cover for us is like on the deluxe doors for the any of the deluxe interior Mustangs. You will have to get your door harness from a Mustang supply house. You can order that through us or whoever, but you will need to get that. That's pretty well the only wiring that we need to buy outside of their harness. Of course, if you're doing like we do with the Coyotes, then you're going to get the controls pack from Ford Racing or Ford Performance, and you know that's got its own wiring harness, but it ties really neatly and nicely into this. There is also, this is a 4 relays go into this, and what this is that's for headlights, for if you're going to run fuel injection, cooling fans, anything that you need triggered off of a relay rather than pulling power through the switch. That's already pre-wired in there, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It's already built into the system. When they initially set this system up, we were using a lot of halogen headlights, and that was too much draw on the headlight switch. So that's why we triggered them on relays. Now with LED lights, if you're running LEDs, you obviously don't need that, but it's not going to hurt anything to use that. So once again, like I said, we've already got our taillight harness installed in the back of the car. Here's our fuel sending wire, so we'll still have to terminate that when we get the fuel tank in it. You can see we've got it run down through here. We've got our side markers already in. This is the connection for our backup lights. Our tail lights are already terminated and installed, and we've got that loomed and run across the back of the car, so you can see it's nice, neat, tidy. Great kit. We use them, once again, like I said, on every car that we build here in the shop. We use them on F100s. They have those as well. They have kits for Fox body Mustangs. They've got a whole plethora of GM and Chrysler, like I said, in Universal kits. A fantastic company. They've got great tech guys to help you if you need any help. They're just a phone call away. I don't think we've ever run into an out-of-stock issue with these guys. They're fantastic. They're out of New Jersey. You know, if you need something, give them a call, give us a call, whatever, we can get you hooked up. But anytime you're building an old car like this, your wiring is 50 years old, probably, you know, some of it's older than that. It's always a good idea to change that wire harness out. That is, you don't want to spend all that money building a nice car and then have it burn to the ground because you cheaped out on a wire harness. So take my advice, check out American Autowire. See you next time.